I couldn't do the Google meeting time, and some people don't have Google, the other teams, is to give people an option to say, do you want to be in the class, or otherwise I'm only going to upload the recording, and then you can upload your assignment as well. I'm still with COVID, so I've been in bed the whole week today as well. So it's absolutely up to you what you would prefer to today. You're not going to lose marks for today's class if you don't attend. What would you prefer? I'm here for the next 2 hours. So I'm going to do the class anyway as part of the recording. What would you like to do? Alsvita, Nuran, Izzat, Matar?
Whatever is suitable for you, not for us.
I'm going to do the class anyway because I'm going to do the finance and the finance ratios. So I must record it anyway, whoever attend or not attend. What I can quickly go through is just make sure that those who are online, that please, if you've submitted everything. So I'm going to go through that quickly. Can you see the Excel spreadsheet in front of you?
Yes.
Okay, so what I've done, can all of you see it, Nuran? Okay, so what we've done is we've done all the quizzes. So Matar, you must please submit that one because there you can see number 20. You still have that one outstanding, and that's easy 20 marks. Okay, then
yes.
just quickly while I see here is that. Just want to see, is that you have submitted all your quizzes? And the other two as well. So then on the assignment, so I've worked everything back to what we've said in the beginning, what each one is going to count out of. So that's why I'm trying to not let anyone lose points on the average, because the higher your average, if anything happens in the exam, it just gives you that leeway to fall a little back on a higher average. So on the assignments, all of you in this class seem to have submitted. Okay. Then then it brings it back to a screen where it consolidates everything. There you will see for attendance, what we said in the beginning, it's going to count 24. For the forum, this one that you can upload, that counts 30. So it's easy marks. The assignments is 46. The quizzes is 100, so that's why, Matar, if you're not going to upload that one, you will lose marks there, okay?
Yes.
Otherwise, it will bring your marks up there to 100, and then then it gives you a point out of 200 because this all needs to count out of 200. I've worked it then back to an average because each one must have 70. That's why I'm pushing everybody to get as close to 100 as possible so that in the exam you need to get 70. So if anything happens, then that you at least can get that consolidated 70. So that's why I'm trying to get all of your averages as high as possible to help you in the exam as well. Okay, so that's what I am driving at this stage. So anyone who haven't uploaded, especially your assignments for today, that's an easy 30 points. I'm not looking at whether you're a graphic designer or not. So let me just quickly see. Is that uploaded? Matar is uploaded. Nuran is uploaded. Where's Nuran? Nuran is uploaded, and Alsvita. where's Elzvita? That's uploaded. Okay, so you all good. But I've also extended that to the 8th, but if you can do it today is fantastic, but I have extended your quiz to the 8th as well, just to help you with that. Okay.
Thank you very much. I will.
Okay, so let me just bring Rhodas. Okay, so I need to do the 2-hour class anyway, whether you're here or not, because we need to upload the recording. So if you want to spend it with me, it will be absolutely fantastic. Otherwise, I'm going to speak to an empty screen. So it will be appreciated. Okay. Any questions or comments or anything before we start?
Hello,
Nothing
Professor.
from my side.
Thank you. Rhodas, are you?
Yes.
Rhodas said she was ill this week, and I said to her, it seems both she and I ill this week. Are you better?
Yeah.
What is going on, Rhodas?
So currently I'm at home. I was supposed to go to work. I'm not feeling better, but I am doing the assignment, the PowerPoint. I think I will be done by when it gets into my turn. So yes, I haven't uploaded it yet, but I can present when it gets my turn.
Perfect. So, do you have flu, or what is the issue?
Yes.
You must go and
It's
test
COVID,
yourself.
currently, yes.
Okay, I've also have COVID, but I test myself, and it's my 7th time in 12 months. And I would love to find out, how do you get rid of this thing if it's in your system? Okay, just feel better, and if I need to give a day extension because you're ill, I will do that. I gave Matar also extension for something till the 8th. Okay, I just need to change the system for specific students then. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Professor.
Okay. So while you're here, so let's look at who are here that can present, just to make it a little fun as well. Let me quickly go to. Okay. So Elzvita, can you still present? I've already marked online because. But it would be great if one's still with those who are here who can do their presentations. Elzvita, will that still be okay?
Yes, Professor, I can present it. Please give me 1 minute. I share my presentation.
I just want to make everybody presenters. You seem to be a presenter. Everybody seems to be a presenter. Okay. Matar, I'm very proud of you for coming, doing this comeback with a huge speed. Thank you. And it's just no ways you could not complete this course. You've just come too far. Thank you. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you very much for your support.
My pleasure. Okay, beautiful.
Can you see my presentation?
Yes, I'm going to put my camera and mic off now. Okay.
I would like to introduce my company. It's name my company Media Legal Solution, and we specialized in providing comprehensive legal support and guidance to both individuals and businesses through the effective process of mediation. Our team of experienced professionals is dedicated to helping our clients and navigate complex legal matters and find amicable resolutions that further understanding and harmony. And this slide, I introduce our team. I put this my team because I would like highlight our team can specialize in other field or civil law, criminal law and administrative law. And we can help our clients in this area, in this field. And next slide about problems. With these problems, my clients faced every day, and I highlight this some important problems. For example, difficulties in understanding complex legal procedures related to their cases, which can be overwhelming and time-consuming. Misunderstanding or lack of effective dialogue between the parties involved, an emotionally complex and exhausting process that affects your well-being and decision-making ability, ignorance of their right on and obligations under criminal, civil, or administrative law. In this, I put this one few big problems which faced my clients, and I highlight the same areas: criminal, civil, and administrative law. Next slide, it's about solution, and my company provides few solutions for my clients. For example, provides comprehensive guidance explaining the legal process involved and helping clients navigate through each step with clarity and confidence. Promotes open and effective communication between all parties through mediation. Promotes constructive decision, ensuring that each party's interest and consent ahead and understand, thereby mutually agreeable resolution. Offers emotional support to clients through the mediation process. Next, it's promotes constructive negotiations, guiding parties towards mutually beneficial solution, ensures that clients are fully informed about their legal right, obligation, and potential outcomes, and provide the expert advice and guidance, improvement clients to make informed decision and protect their interests. Next slide, it's slide about why my client choose us. It's about expert mediators, customized approach, and value proposition. And this slide I highlight INQ selling proposition. And next slide, it's about information. My clients can see our contact and connection with us.
Beautiful. If I can just make two suggestions for practicality. So in future, on this slide here with a unique selling proposition, replace the word selling to value proposition, because in some context, the word selling triggers unconscious either positive or negative, which you have no control over what's in the unconscious mind of that person. So change that to that. And then when you do your, let's say the blocky here with the green, our team compromises seasoned, put that in so that it doesn't read as a paragraph, put it in bullets so that the I, how the unconscious mind read, doesn't read all the wording. So the I will just go to certain words in the bullet. So even if you do bullets, you justify it to the left, and in the bullet you bold the specific word. The unconscious mind will go directly to the bold word and filters out all the others and will register that. It's just a part of presentation skills, because people don't read detail anymore. The same with the solution here is if you keep a sentence like that, rather instead of making it a bullet, make it a number. Because if you want to say at number 2, then the person's mind go directly there instead of saying bullet number 2. So I've just learned that those things with the unconscious mind works better. And then also the one word in that sentence that you want them to register, make it bold, because the unconscious mind doesn't read all the detail. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Then I think next is that? Is that you? Yeah. Let me just quickly see. Is that?
Yeah, I'm ready. Yes, if so.
Okay. So you can share. You're all presenters. So Alsveta, you can stop sharing yours.
I try stop, but I don't know how it. Sorry.
Okay, so let's. Okay, let me stop making you a presenter and see. I'm going to say make an attendee. Change role.
Oh.
Change Daze. Okay, that's another way.
Is my presentation is the screen?
Yes, you just need to make it. If you click there on slideshow on top, Daze. Beautiful.
Okay. Today I will talk about Retex. Retex is an German condom brand used as a contraceptive tool. Our company, Willamette Company, it's an Egyptian pharmaceutical company, gets the agency of Retex condom in Middle East countries. The problem statement here, problem which accompanied with using condom as a contraceptive tools are most of condoms prevent the natural sensation for both parties, and also most of this tool contain lidocaine as a local anesthesia to delay the ejaculation time. That also lead to more no sensation or pleasure during sexual activity. The end result of this problem let the couples who use the condoms as contraceptive tools don't use this tool and search for another tool as a contraceptive tool. Retex is here to solve this problem. As it has two unique forms to solve market problem or and satisfy the customer need. The first formula is or structure or type is Retex feeling. It contains ultra thin membrane with natural pH 7. 7 is the degree of the pH which provide natural sensation. It's like water, which provide very natural sensation for both party, male and female. Also, Retex has the delay form, Retex delay, which delay ejaculation for more pleasure time, but without any lidocaine, without any local anesthesia. By a unique structure, it's contained at the end of or the top of the condom. It contain ring. This ring is delay the ejaculation physically, not chemically via lidocaine like other condoms. And this is the innovative solution of Retex. Who are the target audience? Target audience in the newly married couples who want to control birth, couples who don't want to have more than two children according their family regulation, women who has health problem required to have no child, to prevent infection transmission in professional use, but it's not common in our Middle East country or Islamic countries for professional use. And fifth is gynecologist who prescribe the condoms as contraceptive tools. The value proposition of Retex provide user with safe, reliable tool to prevent conception with lasting great natural sensation for pleasure without any lidocaines or anesthesia or local anesthesia, and with ultra thin membrane that provide safety during sexual interaction, and also pleasure and sensation. It's easily accessed to buy and get the product anywhere. It's physically in hypermarkets and in pharmacy, and also online in the same day delivery. You can get very economic box. There are also Retex Automate. Retex Automate, it's a very economic box. It's contain about 40 pieces with different type of Retex for a different experience of using the condom. That's it. Thank you.
Beautiful. I just want to go back quickly, go through from the beginning. I just want to make a few comments on each slide. Very good,
Okay.
Isato. Very interesting. So just make it bigger than I can see. Go back. Then does I go back? Okay, go to the next slide. So the first thing is, no, before you go to innovative solution, go to the problem. Okay, so just remember also put your things like in a number form and make sure that it's justified. This it's just for neatness and to give that rounded of feeling. Okay, that was what I was missing is will the general person know what lidocaine is? And is what is meant by local anesthesia? It's just maybe put that in a more understandable thing. Okay, go to the next slide. Problem statement. What I would have added here somewhere is something around that it stands out in terms of pleasure, heightened sensation and safety, because you've referred to safety in another slide, but it doesn't stand out here as part of the solution. So maybe just put a nice thingy that stands out. Let's say heightened pleasure, sensation, and safety, because that is important. Then the other thing is, well, under the lidocaine is the general person who doesn't understand the terminology, it won't have any value to them. So rather try to reframe that word, depending if you're going to do this to, let's say, a community or to medical professionals. Medical professionals might know, but the rest of the people will not necessarily know. Okay.
Yes.
Next.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Next slide. Okay, so there, just under number 2, just fix the have additional children or more children. Just change the ad. Women as self-product required no babies. And then I wanted to ask you a question to think about. Okay. Whether you need to add for that or whether the product is not for them, because you get a lot of women that goes in menopause, menopause, and post-menopause, where the vagina becomes dry. So, is this product with a lubricant enough for them? Or does it exclude them? If it doesn't exclude them, then you have a different extra target audience, because that is something that a lot of women deal with. So it's not only contraception, but if you say it is in a form of lubricant, is it lubricant enough to help those women? It's just, have you left out the target audience, or is it not for them? It's just a question that I wanted to.
Retex also has lubricant gel containers, but here I focused on only condoms. But The
Okay.
brand itself, it has yes, it has
Okay.
lubricant package, and it's
Okay.
different than the condom package.
Okay, beautiful. So it's just, hey, you opened this, so the others mustn't laugh, but you opened, that's your product. So I'm giving you inputs. That's honest
Okay.
input.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay, so go to the next slide. The one there, condom automate box, it stands a little alone. So either you need to put it in a next bullet, and then put like an equal next to it to explain, let's say sensation at something like that, sensation at your convenience or something like
Okay.
that, so that
Yes.
it just have a meaning.
Yes. And also this
I ju-
container contain different types of it's a condom delay, and the condom XX large, and the condom feeling, and the condom dotted. Yeah, a lot of types,
Okay.
different types in one, rather than buy one for every type. This one box contain different types for different experience.
Okay, then maybe put an extra slide in just to say, let's say the blue one, the pink one, the
Yes,
what I see there's 5.
I tried to do this, but I stick to the rule of 4 slides. I need
That's fine.
I think I need more
That's
slides,
fine.
really, but I
No, but
want
it's
to
very
stick to.
good. Very good and interesting. Now, because it's an interesting topic, is there anybody else in the group who wants to give him some pointers or improvements or insights on this? This is a product, so yeah, very insightful. Anyone else who wants to give some input here? Are you all shy? You're all shy. Okay.
It's a child product. Yes.
You know, if you work with entrepreneurs, is you deal with if this is your product, this is what we work on. So thank you, very insightful.
Thank you.
Who wants to go next? Just see who's here. Nuran, you presented the first time, so you don't have to present now. Oh, thank you. So you guys make it nice easier for me. Then Matar and Wellington and Rodas.
Yes, I can start. My presentation will not
Thank
be
you.
very attractive live like all others
Yeah,
because
I've checked yours. It's beautiful.
I just added few things to it also. Maybe you will like it. I hope so.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay.
So Matar, before you start with it, is that your real farm?
Yes.
Because I thought it's so beautiful, and because I don't know your country, I thought, so that's wide open spaces there, because it looks like any farm place you will find in especially in South Africa.
Yes, this is our own farm, and this is where we are growing our plants. So we have real palms, we have real corn, we have real many trees as well. We have real animals like chicken, like sheep, like ducks, like rabbits. So we have real one, and that is why I said that I started this project only for the sake of our family. So it was just a small one where I was growing up the food, or I mean our food and our meat in a very healthy environment. This is for our own family to eat healthy food. And we have the land, and I have the worker as well. He is working there. So that is why I said, let us do it. I just continued what my father actually started. So I continued it. And then it came to my mind, why not to make it Matar's farm? So we increase a little bit more the healthy food that we are growing it up. and we started to sell because many people are looking for many people, as you can see, this is the problem stated, that many people are searching for food, yes, but fewer are searching for good food, and even fewer are searching for good that is both pleasant and healthy at the same time. But there are very few people because the healthy food is pricey and you cannot find it anywhere. It is very actually expensive, and we have to go to some very specific markets to look for something healthy and tasty in the same time. And normally it is very expensive to everyone to go there. So people are usually looking for the food generally. And if I have little more money, I will just go for maybe tasty and healthy and tasty and good food in the same time. So from this point, I said, okay, let me find a solution for the people. That Matters Farm was able to find the solution for this issue. The food is excellent, tasty, and affordable price that can be delivered even to customers' home for a nominal additional transportation fees. So we give the consumers, and the consumers actually, I started, this is Frank, and this is a real situation where I started with my family, neighborhood, and friends, and from there, I started to talk about the product itself, and they started to talk about others also about the product and the quality and the tasty. So so it was I used the word of mouth right now as one of the marketing points for my products here. I started with a chicken because it gave it. I mean, many people, they see now that the price even for everything is getting maybe doubled or tripled in Egypt after the devaluation several times in the few years back. So the prices are getting very high and you are not getting good quality in the same time. So the prices high with no quality, and you're not ensuring even the healthy food. And that is why even I'm very sorry for this, but the cancer is started to spread, not started, but it is spreading, and the rate of cancer disease is a little bit higher, especially even in some areas in Egypt. So I decided to feed my family with, first of all, to feed my family with healthy food, and then started as a small project. And then from there, I started to sell some products that they are very unique in tastes, and they are very unique. You cannot find it in the market, like even orange, like potatoes, like whatever. We are growing it in our farm. And I found that the feedback from the customers or my consumers is very good. So yes, we need it, even if it is a little bit higher, but you are not very high like the other shops where they are selling the healthy food, which is maybe 5-6 times the price of the normal food. But my price was very close to this one. And in the meantime, I can deliver it to your home directly because I have a driver with a small car where he can deliver it to them as well by adding very few amount of transportation fees. So people started to like it as well. My target market usually, or it is, I would say, the middle class society, because these people you can find middle class to high class in the same time. Because
let me just mute. Is that
Mohammed?
Okay, so muted him.
Okay, so my target customer will start from the middle class to high class, but maybe for the lower classes, they are looking only for cheaper food because the economical status in Egypt is not too much, and maybe they will not even look for the normal prices in the shop, but if they will find less cheaper price for any product, they will go for it. So they are not very concerned about the quality rather than the food itself, and if it is good, so it will be fine. So my target market will be the middle class to high class market. And so my value proposition will be that you will love the taste of the food, protect your vital health, and lower your food cost with Matters Farm products. I will leave you. These are part of the, picture from the ground. this colorfish or the colorish building is where I growing the animals inside this one. I just made it with these nice colors in order to make it beautiful even for who is sitting there. It's not only a building, but it is nice, and you feel relaxed when you go there. And this is part of the food also are growing. We have many palms as well, a palm tree as well. And this is lastly my picture inside it. And that's it.
Wow, beautiful. Just go a few slides back. There's a picture. I wanted to ask you, what is that? Is it corn? This one.
This one is corn, yes. Yes.
Is that corn? Ah, you know why? My father was a corn and wheat and vegetable farmer. So I love the land. You are absolutely inspiring me. And it also, it is such a market that even you will need to think, how can you, not franchise, but in a way, how can you, people who stays in towns also want to get healthy. How can they start growing certain things inside? Because even the specialists which I'm seeing have said, okay, go free range. And I thought, it's just overpriced. And he said, no, that, like you said, the cancer is, or certain illnesses, it's just that the way that the food are being produced and force fed, that it triggers certain things. So I am super, super impressed. What you just need to do is go back to your first slide. Okay, so what I would do in the problem statement is don't make it a long paragraph, make it bullet points, but with numbering to say many people are searching for food, comma, take the but out of connection word, fewer are searching for good food, full stop. Next point is even fewer are searching for food that is both pleasant and healthy at the same time. Then third point, you put in a why so that it stands out. Because healthy food is pricey and infrequent, so that you just make the presentation easier on the eye. Okay.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
Okay. The second slide, just go to that one. So, let's say 1 and 2, but food that is bullet point, and then let it stand out separately. Let's say 2.1, excellent, 2.2, tasty, 2.3, affordable prices, so that it stands out, because the brain doesn't always read the sentences, but beautiful, beautiful.
Yes, you're right.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Then who wants to go? Any questions or comments from anyone on both? I've not given this option on Elzveta and Matar's presentation. I think everybody was quiet and chose to be quiet on Izzat, except me, but it's a fascinating and a very important product. Anyone who wants to make comments or insights on both Elzveta and Matar's presentation? Nobody. Matar, I could feel the freshness and the healthiness. It's like my mouth was watering for that food. So thank you for that. Okay, who wants to go next? Rhodas or Wellington?
I think Wellington should go. I need a little bit time. I'm finishing now.
Okay, Wellington.
Yes, Professor. Yes, Professor, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you bring up your presentation to do for us? Have you done it?
Oh, okay. Okay, Professor. Please. I just need to use an alternative means by connecting to a smaller phone.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. So
my presentations are in my laptop, and I'll speak to you unless I can just give a brief introduction.
Okay. Okay, Wellington, while I have you on the line, please, I will change your things also to the 8th, but you're not going to pass this subject if you don't submit the assignment. So I have sent you a message that basically all your assignments are outstanding, your quiz for week 10, and then otherwise you're not going to make your 70%. Okay, so it's your choice. I know you're always in the class, but if you don't submit assignments, you won't get marks. So please just get it in. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Professor.
Okay. Rhodas, if you're not ready, then you can upload it later. Unless you want to do it at the end, we first do the session, and then when you're ready, you can do that. Would that be better for you?
That way I won't be able to listen to the class.
That's
why I'm worried. But I'm trying to connect Teams on my computer.
That's okay. Otherwise, you can just upload it, and then we can go on with the session.
Okay, I'm trying to log in.
Okay.
Is it coming to you?
Not yet.
Okay.
It's okay. Don't stress, Don't stress. You just do what you need to do, but I don't want you to stress.
Okay, so it's trying to connect, but if my PC is not able to connect, then I will send it to my phone and try presenting using my phone. Okay. Give me just 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Okay, so that's fine. You can just let me know. So so what we're going to do today is this is actually quite an important class. I'm going to share the. Can you see in front of you? There is the slide deck for slide 4, week chapter 14. Can you see that?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay, thank you. So you'll see this entire submission is 72 slides, which is made up of the last one is slide number 8, chapter number 18 and chapter number 17. So that's the HR and the legal. Okay. So up to slide number 27 is what we haven't done last week in chapter 14. Now there's going to be, you will see there's no markings in yellow from chapter 17 and 18. I've gone through the content. It is not something that I will even present to our entrepreneurs. It's very theoretical. It's not going to change, make you a better entrepreneur or better entrepreneur. So because there's no further assignments, you can go and read it in your own time. There's something here that goes on and off the whole time. And I'm trying to figure out what is not connecting. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do some of the ratios. Okay, why it is important is it's not that this is a financial course, but it is that whether you're a small entrepreneur, whether you are in a business, whether you, let's say, in a Siemens, a big company working there, we read our company sustainability reports. We read the annual reports, but if you understand certain things, then you read it differently. Also, even if you work in a big corporate, you get targets as an employee that you need to reach, because all the consolidated divisions that reach their targets build up into the profitability and the sustainability of the organization. And at the end of the day, it's about how much not how much profit, but how much profit can go back to the shareholders and can be reinvested in the business. So you need to know how to read your balance sheet, your income statements, and why is certain ratios important. For example, as well, whether Izzat wants to go and buy more stock, in for his condoms, or whether Matar wants to go and buy more equipment or livestock to grow their business. Whether it's a private investor or a bank investor, or normally they ask you for the financials. So whether you do it in your personal capacity or in a business capacity, financials needs to you need to able to know how to read it and how to build your asset story. Okay, so for the exam, so this coming week, I am going to, let me just quickly so that you can see me. This coming week, I'm going to draft the exam questions to say these are the multi-choice, these are the definitions. I'm going to draft, this is the practicals. The practicals will be about 30%. And what we're doing in the finance today is definitely going to be in the exam. Okay, so that next Sunday in our session, I take you through the exam so that because you only get one attempt in the exam in which you need to get 70. So you must get at least 70 there. And on the spreadsheet that I've showed you, you must at least get 70. So that between the three, your pass rate needs to be 70, because if it's below 70, you fail. And for the exam, there will be one attempt. Okay, so that's why I will have next Sunday a prep session for you. I'm not going to make it difficult, but if you're not going to bother just to go and read through those things, even if you do it open book, I can't pass it for you. I can't do more than what I'm already doing. There's something that a student also need to do. Okay, so I'm going to share again just the slide back. So let me quickly, okay. So last week we've started, so I've just kept this in so that you remember everything in your financials goes around this 5 blocks. Can you see that in front of you, the reminder from week 9? The 2 green blocks on the left and the 3 yellow blocks on the right. Can you see? Okay. So remember, this is even in the exam, you need to have this page in front of you so that everything fits in there somewhere. And this is on the left, just as reminders for those, the 2 green blocks is how do you use your funds? You either build assets in your balance sheet, that's the top block, or you pay expenses through your income statement to generate income. So those are your debits. You debit those accounts normally. Then the ones on the left, on the right, you'll see the yellow blocks on top. They stand sources of funds. That means where do you get your money from? There's 3. On top, 2 from the balance sheet. Either you borrow it, that's your liabilities. The second one is you either, as the investor, put in money, or you leave your profit in the business. That's your built equity. And then the third one is through your income. Okay, so those is something that whether you whether you're in a business or a corporate, is you need to understand whatever you do has an effect on somebody else's balance sheet and income statement, and what are you contributing to that through your choices. Okay. So this is important. Okay, so I will ask, let's say 3 examples in the exam to say, okay, let's say Matar buys a chicken feeder for this amount, and he buys it on credit. What will you debit? What will you credit? Or will it increase your assets, or will it? What is the effect? So I'll do a little table there. Okay. Then the other thing is ratios. Now, from your financials, there always will be ratios. Okay, and even if I've included all of the ratios for you, I'm not going to focus in the exam on only on specific ratios, on some easier ones. That is important, which I also will give you the formula for that. But you need to understand what it means, because I will ask to say, if this is the case, how can you improve the, let's say, the liquidity of the business? Okay, so on the ratios, why is ratios important? I've put it in red there for you. It evaluates your current performance. Means under performance, it looks at your profitability and your liquidity. That is, cash is king in a business. Liquidity means you have cash. Cash can flow. Profitability means is you are getting more money in than you are spending. Then the second one is it helps you to look at trends over a period, whether it is look at your trends over 3 years or 5 years, or a lender may ask you and say, give us a projection of your cash flow for the next 5 years. That is what they are looking at, trends. Will they recoup their money if they invest in you? Yes or no? And then how realistically are your projections in terms of where the market is now, where the economy is now, so that you don't paint such a rosy picture, but they're not going to recoup their money. The fourth red block is then a comparison with industry sector. So small businesses don't always use this one because they don't really know how to do the competitor analysis properly, and why it should be done. So this is normally more applicable in your big corporates. And then also the fourth one, the red block, is assessing as an investment opportunity. So even on the small businesses, our investors that our entrepreneurs pitch to will say, give us your financials. Now, from the financials, you immediately can see, is somebody trying to avoid tax by showing as little profit as possible? But then you immediately thought, oh, okay, this entrepreneur does not know that by doing that, yes, they're helping their cash flow, but they're not building equity. So the investor is going to look at the equity and see, but there's no equity in the business, and therefore they might just say no. Okay, because the equity part says, is the business stable, and what is the performance before being partnered? You also pick up very easily through that where entrepreneur train the business by mixing their personal lifestyle expenses and the business expenses, by putting their personal expenses also through the business. Now, no investor want to invest in such a business because there's poor accounting practices and there's poor cash flow ethics in that business. So that investor knows there and then to say the chances that he will change the habit is going to be a struggle, and the chances that him or her as an investor will get their money back is just too risky. It will be like babysitting every transaction to make sure that this investor does not drain the business through personal expenses. Okay, so that's just so something like this will definitely be in a quiz in terms of let's identify why ratios is important to assess a supplier. We give you, let's say, 3 right ones, 1 wrong one, and then to say, okay, why is, let's say, performance specifically important in terms of profitability, liquidity, which you will need to understand a little more of the slides that's to come. Okay. Then the financial ratios. For the exam, definitely profitability ratios, efficiency ratios, and liquidity ratios. Not going to focus on investment ratios and capital structure, the solvency ratio. So the first 3 are the easy ones, which I will explain to you and go through with you also today. So just make a note somewhere that those 3, profitability, efficiency, and liquidity ratios, will definitely be in the exam, in the practical part. Okay, and in a quiz. Then I just want to check quickly. I know we need to take a break in 3 minutes. Now, what is very important is also to understand what's the difference between liquidity and solvency from a practical point of view, not from a parrot point of view. Who of you want to try, if you know, what is the difference between liquidity in a business and solvency? Okay, let me do. So in terms of liquidity, is the word liquid means like water. And what do we see when we get the word liquid or water? That means it flows. So this means the same is how. So let's say Matar now has bought a lot of no, I want to use Izzat. So let's say Izzat bought a lot of stock. And now of the condoms, and those condoms sells a little slow. Now, and then he realized, oh, gee, maybe that was not the right quality, so he needs to get rid of those condoms. Now, in terms of liquidity, is how quickly can he take that stock in the form of the condoms, sell it to translate it into cash, so that he can use that cash to buy the right stock. So that is how quickly can you, that's why they also talk about under the assets between current assets and non-current assets, because the chances that your current assets, that means now, especially in the next 12 months, that you quickly can sell, is how easily can you put it into liquid form, into flow form, to bring in money into the business. So that's liquidity. So just think flow and ease of taking things into stock or assets into money. Okay. The second thing is here is if there's money, what they will look at is say, can this business pay their short-term obligations? If there's a short, if let's say Izzat needs to pay his creditors, or he needs to pay salaries, and those things are under current liabilities, that means things he needs to pay now in the next 12 months. Will Izzat be able to translate his current assets quickly into liquid, into money, to repay his current liabilities? So that is where liquidity is very important. That goes with the third one, is that if, let's say, Izzat or Matar doesn't have the cash or the liquidity in the business, when he needs to pay stuff, then the business is not liquid. Okay, so that you understand, liquidity ratios goes around how quickly can you translate current assets into current to pay current liabilities, or to put more money back into the business. Whereas solvency refer to, does the company have more assets than liabilities? That means is let's say Izzat's business has bought so much stock now, but the creditors now put more interest on, but the stock value is reducing, and that business has not been managed properly. Then it looks on the financials that the liabilities is more than the assets. Two things comes up. This is not a going concern anymore. In South Africa, after a certain period, the taxman starts deregistering your company automatically after investigating, are your business still a going concern? And the second thing is, are your business insolvent? So that is the difference between the one is about cash liquidity, the other one to meet your obligations, and solvency means you need to have more assets than liabilities. Okay, so that's in a nutshell to say, and it's definitely, I love solvency and liquidity. There definitely is going to be a question around that in the exam. Okay, with an example there. Okay, we're going to make a break now. After the break, we're going to go, if Rodas is ready and Ahmed is ready, they can present. And otherwise, we will go directly in the ratios, because the ratios are quite important for the exam. Do you want to take a 5-minute break or a 10-minute break?
10.
10 minutes.
Okay, so let's be back. It's 8 minutes. Then we'll be back 1/4 past. Okay, we'll be back 1/4 past. Okay. Rodos, I see a beautiful sharing online. Are you ready to go?
Yes, Professor. Given that I had a little limited time,
Don't
I
stress.
didn't really prepare it, but
don't stress. Okay, don't stress.
Okay. Okay. So the company is AgriHub company, which provides the overall presentation is about solving access to finance problems for agricultural one-stop shops in Ethiopia. So when we go deeper, the AgriHub team's aim is to recommend solutions needed to achieve the primary objectives of the agricultural one-stop shops. So doing the background research. So mainly there are two sections, one which are two components. One is business advisory service issue. So the problem, they are wide problems, but we've tried to categorize them as a company into two different buckets, which are mutually exclusive and collectively exhaustive. So for the component one, we have business advisory service to AOSS or agricultural one-stop shops. So the problem here is, the current situation is, there's no formal AOSS definitions across the country. AOSS have low financial literacy and do not prepare financial statements. And on the second bucket, we have access to finance. So here, financial institutions don't have enough awareness of the value chain of agricultural OSS and are very hesitant to provide loans, which is the main critical issue that we have, the problem, which I will mention shortly. So there are, in line with this, there are no donors and funders currently interested in this area. So the main problem is, what are the changes required for the agricultural one-stop shops in order for them to get access to finance? So when we go deeper, AgriHub was launched to provide business development service and access to finance for AOSS. So the vision statement is empowering agricultural one-stop shops for thriving growth and sustainable development in Ethiopia.
Okay,
so
beautiful.
When we go to the mission, it's serving as a capacitation unit for the agricultural one-stop shops by providing business development services and access to finance to those in the agricultural sector to improve, scale up, and sustain their business, to deliver a very competitive product and or service, which is their product and services providing input for farmers, agricultural inputs like seed, fertilizer, and stuffs like that.
Okay.
So in the two buckets we have under the business development is to ensure that AOSS are institutionally strengthened to deliver very competitive products and services. So what they do is they provide an in-kind loans to the farmers, the AOSS, and they also provide an input without loan. So it's to make them institutionally strengthened so that they can provide a competitive product and or service. And the other is to ensure linkage to AOSS with financial institutions for working capital and asset financing. So those two are very connected, because if they are institutionally very strengthened and they can prepare their financial statements and so on, they will get financial loans and funds from different financial institutions. The one-stop shop. So it's more of a, you can see it on the top. And for the high-level value proposition, an AgriHub company, I'm sorry, it's a mistake, aims to formulate a financial one-stop shops, particularly those providing agricultural inputs to farmers, support them in solving their limited access to finance by providing formal definition of agricultural SMEs, business development support programs, financial literacy programs, and collaborative effort with NGOs and other donors to provide guarantees for financial institutions to provide loans to AOSS. So what this means is, first, you make them institutionally strong and make them have make them be loan and make them get whatever loan they can get. And later, making the financial institutions create awareness about AOSS, and then make them connected and collaborate and connect with the financial institutions so that they can get loans. So the company cannot or we cannot provide loans individually. So what we do is connect them to financial institutions and make them get loans easily.
Beautiful.
So finally, I'm not sure if you can see the...
Yes, I can.
Okay. Good. So what we have here is when we categorize them under the pains, gains, and customer jobs, we have under the pains lack of access to formal finance from financial institutions, lack of financial knowledge and preparation, limited saving history and creditworthiness, limited access to grants and funding, limited formalization and definition of AOSS. And when we go to the gains, increased access to finance, tailored financial solutions, strengthened financial literacy, innovative financing schemes, partnerships and support, business formalization, building credit history, and diverse collateral options or schemes. So for the customer jobs, assistance in formalizing the SMEs or AOSS for loan eligibility, provision of practical financing solutions for them, guide in preparing financial statements, and facilitating partnership with financial institutions, NGOs, and donors for funding support. So I think, I hope this is very clear.
It is beautiful. It's beautiful. What I would have done is to make it more impactful is remember, to be honest, you're the first one who actually used the empathy map, which is brilliant. So I would have put the pictures on maybe smaller, but move the empathy map, this one, to the right. And then next to it, put the square with the solutions so that one can immediately see the pains, gains, and customer jobs to the solutions. Do you know which one I'm talking about? The entire empathy map. So this one is the one that's always on the right, but then on the left is what is your value proposition and your solutioning link to that. So I wouldn't end the slide with just the pains and gains without the corresponding solutioning a link to that. That would have been beautiful. This is brilliant.
Okay. Makes sense because they're both of them, they're connected all the time, so it's better to make the solution on the right. Yes.
Otherwise you let them go by hanging in the air on just the problems, but you haven't given them the solutioning in the same pic next to it.
Yes.
Okay.
It's clear.
Beautiful. And I'm very interested in this because that's similar things. It resonates with me on the work we do with women entrepreneurs in South Africa, and it's deep patience work. Lots of patience work. Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Just all of you remember to upload it on Moodle because I'm doing the grading on Moodle under week 10. Okay. Ahmed, do you want to
do that now?
Okay, thank you. Ahmed, do you want to present?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can.
Well, I want to present, but unfortunately I'm using my tablet Okay,
It's
so
fine.
it
It's
is
fine.
difficult to share. I don't know how to share actually,
Just
and
upload
how
it
to
on
open.
Moodle.
It
That's
is done.
fine.
It is done already. Thank
Okay.
you so much.
Thank you, Ahmed. Okay, so I'm going to take you back to the PowerPoint presentation. Now I'm actually going to bring on Excel one, just in the sake of time. Okay. Just want to open this Excel and then bring it over. Okay, can you see in front of you there's a balance sheet and Excel a document. Can you see that? There's an Excel spreadsheet. Okay, so in the exam, so the first thing is I'm going to guide you just how to read it, but I will put a nice one on for you in the exam. You might not get 3 suppliers. You only will get, let's say, supplier 1 and 2. So on this one, I've made it in blue there. That is your income statement. So I will do it for you in a very easy manner. And then under that this is the line items that you typically get. Yes, in corporate you get longer and more detailed, but this is the simplest form of that. So you will get something like this to say, what is your, and I'll change it to US dollar. So, and then the years I will change. Okay. So you will get something, let's say, okay, what is your income? Okay. So this is your sales. What is your sales? So there will be 2 amounts for that. Then you will get a line item to say what is your cost of sales, so that you know that if you take your income minus your cost of sales, that gives you your gross profit. Okay, so this is an important thing to say. If I ask you to calculate the gross profit percentage, you need to automatically know what is gross profit. That means your income minus your cost of sales, and therefore you need to go to this line item. Then I will ask, then say, okay, calculate your operating profit. Then you know, what is my operating profit? This is my gross profit minus my back office expenses. That means your operating or your administrative expenses. Then the third one that I will ask is to calculate your net profit after tax. That's your net profit after tax. Okay, I'm just making it there. Then you know, where do you go and find your net profit after tax? So this is always how you normally will do it. Is you will go to your operating profit. In that case, is you normally add back other things like interest paid, your pre-tax to get your pre-tax profit. And so you can find, you need to know how to find these 3 red things: your gross profit, your operating profit, and your net profit. And simply what it means is, your gross profit means is, what is your profit after you have made sales and you deducted your cost of sales. But that excludes your back office costs. So then your net profit or your operating profit, or your net profit before tax. Okay. And other things is operating profit. That means is now you will have a better idea. What is your real profit after? Because the things that that normally with many times I see entrepreneurs think, oh, they're making a nice gross profit, but then their back office costs kill them. And when they calculate that, they'll say, oh, but I've not made money on this project. Then it's a question, you haven't managed your back office, your operating expenses. Okay. So some of the things that you will look at to say is, how do you increase your net profit? Is two things immediately needs to come to mind. You need to go and manage your cost of sales. That means your expenses. your first expenses, and you need to go and manage your back office costs, your operating expenses, so that you can increase your net profit. Or you need to go, the third one is you need to increase your sales. But normally we don't always have control over our sales, but we have more control over our expenses to manage that. Okay, so these are the three ones that I definitely will ask to calculate. Okay, then the third one is on the balance sheet. You need to know where is under your balance sheet how is it made up. So your first thing, and I'm going to include it here just for is your assets. That's the first, that big green block.
Can I ask for something before we go to the balance sheet? Just a small thing.
Yes.
Okay, so if you go up a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, so here the cost of goods or the sales, because I want to understand it in our company. For example, so our company is selling reagent and selling instruments to sell reagent using it. So either we sell reagent or we sell an instrument to use the reagent after that. Okay, so the sales here will be the sales of selling the reagent, or the revenue coming from selling the reagent and selling the instruments. Cost of sales will be the cost before addition of any freight charges, whatever. So it is the cost coming from there. So they say that the cost from the factory is this amount, these dollars. So this is the cost of sales. Yes. Yes. So that will, let's say, include the if you bought chickens to breed to produce more, it will be the cost of your your livestock if you haven't put it under real stock. It will be because if you it will be the cost to feed them. It will be the portion of the electricity to produce the eggs. It won't be the electricity portion, let's say, of the office. That portion you normally split. It will be, let's say, your sales commission that you pay to your agents. Everything that you need to put in to produce that chicken and that egg, excluding the portions of the direct cost that, let's say, because you're the boss, your salary, the portion of the electricity, the portion of, let's say, stationery, the telephone, certain things that goes towards running the back office to make certain things possible.
And if I am importing this amount, so I will need to add the price of the freight and whatever until it reaches my store. All the price only that is I'm getting from the factory outside. Which one will be the cost of sales at that time?
It's the cost of sales to get it to you and to get it to the client to produce that sale.
Okay, so I will include, or I will add to it, the freight costs and, for example, transportation cost until it will reach to my store. That's right?
Yes.
So this will be the cost of sales at that time.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Okay. And any other costs, it will be in the operating expenses after that.
All the other things that will go into the operating expenses.
Okay.
From your bank charges to a certain portion of your insurance, so a certain portion of your insurance on your import and exports is part of cost of sales. So you will the more savvy you become in your finances, you will start separating which portion is the general insurance versus the insurance to get the product to become a sale. But in the beginning, it might be a little off whack, but the better is to start separating. So let's say what's the insurance on theft on the farm versus what's the insurance of loss of product.
Yes.
Those are two different things.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. Pleasure. So your balance sheet in line 15, that is made up of your assets. And your assets is made up of your non-current assets. That means anything that's not going to give you liquidity in the next 12 months, and your current assets. That means those things that you can put into liquid form in the next 12 months. Those two, your non-current assets and your current assets, that makes up your assets. Okay, and then in this case, I don't want to confuse you, so or rather for the sake of that, take the intangibles, I'll hide, so that you're not getting confused with that. So the balance sheet is going to be made up of, I just want to make it nice and big for you, your assets, and then your equity and liabilities, and those two together. I just want to move it here. So under your assets, your fixed assets, that's normally like your plant and machinery, the farm that Matara has, those are long-term view assets. So those type of things normally goes under your, let's say your fixed assets. Under your current assets, normally is your cash, your bank equivalents, your trade receivables is also known as your debtors. That means is Matar has sold some of his chicken, but he's waiting for the money. So he invoiced his client, but he had to create a debtor for them. He's waiting for the money to come in. That is where he will put it under his current assets, under trade receivables or debtors. If Matar decide to, all the boxes, let's say he's buying in, not to write that off, everything off under cost of sales, but to put it in stock, and rather as he do sales, then he issues it from his stock into cost of sales. That is going to fall under inventory, or it's known as stock as well. And then you get other things like savings, investments. If SARS or the taxman owes you money, or somebody owes you money which you haven't put under a trade receivable, all that, those things you will put under current assets. Okay. Under your liabilities and equities, that is made up of, so that you just know, it's now really practical, your capital reserves and your, I just want to put in here, your liabilities. I just want to put a line item in. Your liabilities. Okay, so remember, equity plus your liabilities is equal to your assets. So that under your equity will be shares, your shareholders' interest, if it's valued, and then the retained income is the accumulated profit that comes every year from your income statement that builds equity, or if you make losses, that is going to drain that and be a negative under this item. So your equity is made up of those three things normally, and then your liabilities are made up of current liabilities and long-term liabilities. I just want to, long-term liabilities, I want to make it red for you here, and current liabilities. Okay, so this is, for example, under, you can see here the one that adds up to current liabilities is trade payables, that's creditors. For example, Izzat bought buy condoms in, but now he needs to pay his suppliers. So he will pay, put his suppliers, the amounts he owe there. He would have debited either stock or debited the expense, and he would have credited the trade payable or the creditor. That's a different name from that. Is if you owe somebody else money, whether it's the taxman or whether it's customs or export, that is where if you owe somebody that you need to repay in the next 12 months, you would list that then under your, I'm just going to hide this not to make you confused. It's going to be under your current liabilities. Your long-term liabilities is always who do you need to repay longer than 12 months. So let's say, for example, Matage Farm he owes somebody money and he pays them off over longer than 12 months or 20 years. In South Africa, properties are normally paid off over 20 years. That those type of things that you owe comes under non-current liabilities. Okay, assets, remember two, current, non-current, liabilities, current, non-current. What is the difference between current, non-current? Current means now you need to repay that or receive that in the next 12 months. Non-current means is you're going to pay that creditor longer than 12 months or you're going to wait for your debitor, your trade receivable, for longer than 12 months. Okay. Now, what you need to remember is, remember, always assets must balance with equity plus liabilities. Okay, so you're going to get an example like this. So I'll even highlight it, make it colorful for you so that it stands out easily. Then I am going to ask you, I'm going to give you a spreadsheet like this. I'll even put the formulas in, the formulas in for you to make it easier. I will even highlight it here, net profit ratio. So I'm highlighting it for you. I'm not going to ask return on capital employed, but I am going to ask efficiency ratio. I will mark it here for you, which is your stock turnover, your debtor days, and your creditor days. I'm highlighting the ones for you here that you will work out. Then I am going to ask the liquidity ratio, which is made up of the current ratio and the assets, which is the quick ratio also known. Those are the only ones that I'm going to ask you. What I am going to include then is, if I put in the gross profit ratio, let's line 42, I am giving you already I'm going to give you like that, the formula. I'm going to give you under net profit the formula. I'm going to give you under stock turnover the formula. What you need to go and do is you need to go and check. I will include the formula even for you so that it calculates this percentage, this ratio also for you. Okay, so I'm making it very easy for you. But you need to know, okay, would you use supplier 1 or 2 rather with a gross profit ratio of 33.56 versus 32, and why? So I'm going to help you to do the calculations, but you will need to do the interpretation. Okay, is to say, yes, you're happy with this percentage, and why or why not? Okay, so the gross profit, remember, is there you take the formula I will include for you. Is your, to say, what is your gross profit, that 1415, divided by, I just want to go down, by your sales. So that means is, if I ask you, so is this a good one? The automatic thing that you know is you only have 3 line items that you can use as an explanation. You have sales, you have cost of sales, and you have gross profit. What can you improve? You can either improve your sales or you can reduce your costs to improve your gross profit. So it automatically tells you from the formula, you're dealing with sales and you're dealing with gross profit. And if you know where's gross profit, you know that is the balance after you have taken sales minus cost of sales. So how do you increase it? You keep your eye, you increase your sales, and you reduce your input costs, your cost of sales. Okay, so that is as simple as it is. The next thing, I will even make notes here for you, for those who wants the notes. The next one is going to ask, I'm going to ask, so this net profit ratio, if the gross profit ratio is, let's say, 33.56, and this one is, let's say, 32.4, and the net profit is 8.4 versus 1.94. Which supplier would you rather invest in and why? And how can you advise them to increase their net profit position? So the first thing you go and do is you go to the formula. The formula tells you the things that you can control. It is the net profit and the sales. So then you go up, you find your net profit and your sales. Okay, you find it and your sales. So then is, what do you always ask, what do you have control over? I can increase my sales, I can manage my cost of sales, reduce that, and I can manage my back office costs, because that ratio means it fell from, let's say, 32 to 1.94. That means this company's back office costs, there's something wrong with it. It's out of control, or it has not been properly accounted for. Okay, so you need to start thinking a little around what does it mean. You always find in the formula where you can have control over and what do you need to potentially look into to fix. Is it your gross profit or is it your back office costs? Okay, and that you find in your formula, which elements are you using in your formula. Okay, so those two is very, very important. I will also in the week make a note here as a small explanation as well. Okay, now that is profitability ratios. So you need to know what are the two profitability ratios that is important for entrepreneurs and why. What does it look at? So it's your gross profit ratio, your net profit ratio, and why is it important? Okay, you can go through all the slides. I've done it very, very in detail. Then the second thing is your efficiency ratio. Shows there are three of them that is very important. It shows how well are you running your assets. How well are you running your assets? How well are you using the usage of your funds? Now, what assets are we talking about? You just remember stock, debtors, not only assets, your stock, debtors, and creditors. Okay, those are the important. What does it look at? Your stock efficiency ratio shows, let's say Izzat buys at special a lot of condoms in to get the benefit from the exchange rate. How quickly does he turn those stock into sales? Because the longer his stock lies there, that means it's a debt investment. It doesn't bring in money for him. So how quickly does your stock turn over? The formula always, or I'll give the formula to you so that you don't have to memorize it, is you take your stock, so you go and find under, so you need to know, where do I find my stock? Stock is always under current assets. You will get the amount is there, okay? I will put in the formula for you. You divide the formula, you divide it by your cost of sales times the days in the year. What does it look at? I'm going to highlight it for you there. Can you see I'm highlighting a 79 versus 116? Yes? Yes? No?
Can you see what? Can you see what?
I've highlighted there with stock the formula.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
So you just need to know how to interpret that. Is first of all, if Matar is going to take, so let's say both Matar and Izzat are doing condoms, okay? And Matar turns his stock over in 79 days, and Izzat turns his over in 116 days. That means the cost of carrying stock in both is way too high. It's 30, 60. For Matar, it's more than 2 months. So he pays things out, he pays the exchange rate, he pays stuff out, but he only turns that stock over in close to 80 days. And then he still waits for his money to come in. So that means that the stock turnover is a very important indicator to say what is wrong. Are you buying too much stock? Are you buying the wrong stock? Why is your stock not bringing in money for you? Okay, versus let's say Izzat here takes 116 days. That means he has a huge problem turning over stock. That means he's going to have potential cash flow issues because he's paid for stuff that is not bringing in the return for him on that. So that's why stock turnover is a very important indicator in business if you keep stock. If you do services, obviously you're not going to have that. Okay, so but this is if you keep any form of stock. The second one that is very important.
Can I ask a question?
Always.
Okay. I mean, is there any number that, let's say, when we are closer to this number, so this is good value for the stock turnover, but when we are higher than this value, or it depends on the industry or what?
It depends on the industry. The ones where there are ratios is under guidance is under liquidity ratios. The others are industry linked. But no matter if it's industry linked, money is money.
Yes, I mean, but if, for example, if I got number like 79 here, which is the stock turnover for vendor A, okay, that is 79. Yeah. And the other one, for example, is 65. So here, the lower the number, the better the value.
Yes, okay. Because the lower the number, that means is the quicker your money is coming in through sales.
Okay.
Yes. Otherwise, it's like stock lying there that does not work for you, but it's cost you money.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Okay, so the lower it is, the better. Yes. You don't want to ideally want to keep your things below 30 days.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Then if you go to debtors days, the lower that is, the better. That means is if, let's say, Matar is take 91 days for his debtors, his customers to pay him, and Izzat's customers take 99 days to pay. That means is he become a bank for them. Apart from carrying stock that is not bringing in money, that means there's costs lying there that's not bringing in money. It also means he's not getting in his cash quickly. People take on average 3 months to pay them, and that is where you say no. Do I need those clients? If I become the bank to them, they use me as a bank, versus I rather will use lesser clients that brings in money quickly, that I don't have to go and threaten and say, please pay, please, and rather than get in a better cash flow and find better clients. So debtors days must be as small, as low as possible, because that means your cash flow with your stock takes too long, your cash flow with your debtors takes too long, your money is not coming in.
Okay.
Okay. Then the creditors' days is a discipline thing. So here what we will look at is, okay, Matar, you waiting 91 days for your money, but you take 101 days to pay your creditors. So you use them as a bank. So you're putting them in a potential cash flow situation. So there's this immediately tells me, if I look at these things, and I'm going to ask, so you must be able to look at the three together to say, okay, if stock turnover is so high, if debtor turnover is so high, that means is Matar and Izzat as potential cash flow problems because of the stock either bought in too much, not bought the wrong stock, or and their clients not paying them. So therefore, they are doing the same to their clients, which they're getting to get a bad name with their clients. So both of these you try to, on best practices, to keep on 30 days. And you, as much as somebody mustn't put you in a cash flow situation problem, you mustn't put your creditor, your supplier, in a cash flow situation. So this is where we look at the efficiencies of what is on your balance sheet, your stock, your debtors, and your creditors. Okay, the last two, and this is where investors and banks look at, is your liquidity ratio. There are two. The one is the current ratio, and the other one is an asset ratio or an asset test, or it's also known as a quick ratio. So these are things are described in detail in the slides. I will also next week's class just take half an hour on the ratios again for questions. Okay, the difference between the two, and I want you to look at this, is exactly the same. There's one differentiator. The formula, let me just change this. It seems the formula is exactly the same. The only thing is under current ratios, you take all your current assets, you divide it by your current liabilities to see, can you serve, what is the ratio between your assets and liabilities? Because if it's too high, or no, if it's too low, like 1.1 here and 1.2 here, the investor will not invest in you because the assets and the liabilities are too close to each other. That means there's not much leeway. If COVID or anything comes again, the first person who's going is going for the liabilities. So there's not going to be enough current assets, quick money, 12 months versus quick payments to ensure liquidity. When they want to do a quick asset test, or they call it a quick ratio, that means is they say we strip the one thing that we know struggles to give you the value that you have on your balance sheet, and that's stock. So let's say Izzat bought in under this 116 days, a lot of condom stock. But now he realized it was the wrong stock. Now, what the investor will look at is they will take out the entire amount under stock from the current assets. Because they say, is that the risk that we are going to be able to get quick cash from those stock is too high. So that formula strips the liquidity to the bare bottom. So even in this case, they will definitely not fund Izzat on 0.7, and they will most probably not fund Matar at 1.1. Because after that's being stripped from stock, from inventory, the ratio is too low. And that's why if you as an entrepreneur or business owner don't know how to build your balance sheet for these ratios. And Rhodas, you also need to listen for and for entrepreneurs, like on that basis. We took them first over sessions and sessions and sessions until they are ready for this. But so we start with them with really, I've done prison work. So I've done it in such a elementary level, because you first need to let them understand if they buy an apple and they eat the apple, but it's taken from stock, what is it's like baby language, and then you help them to build them up to here. But entrepreneurs, let's say like Izzat and Matard, that's already a little more advanced. You need to go and see how and what are you building on your balance sheet, because it's an asset story. You need to understand how these lenders and funders interpret these ratios, because these things can either give you funding or it can just be a plain no if you don't understand what you need to build. Okay, so I know we're a little over time, so next week, so what you need to do is really go and read through the slides that I've put in here. That's the leftover of week 14 on the ratio, so that you understand these. What is a gross profit ratio? What is a net profit? I've done it very, very simplistic. And I've even included an extraction from another university where we train their MBAs finance. So I've even put that in for you. That doesn't come always from the CATS book, but it's very easy to understand it that way. Then you can send questions, so that next week, half an hour for the exam, I'm just going to go through the reasons, how you, like we did now, the ratios, but also what are potential reasons why you need to, would you choose a Matard, would you choose Izzat? Why not? Okay, don't make it overcomplicated. If you understand the basics, that's all that counts. I know we, so I'm going to sneeze now, sorry. Oh, sorry. Rhodas, you and I with our COVID. So you will be prepared for the exam. Remember, you just need to understand what it means. I'm going to include the formulas for you on an Excel spreadsheet like this. I'm going to, as a prep one for the exam, I'm going to put in notes for you as well. But in the exam, you will get then a one like this. I will make it nice for you. I'll put in the formulas and I will put a question with a marking next to each one. And this one alone will count between 15 and 20. But I will make it easy for you. So please talk to me. Ask questions, comments. Are you still there?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Any questions or comments? We're a small group, so please. I will even give you the exact question for the exam. So.
Hello, Professor.
Yes, Wellington.
Hello, Professor.
I struggle to hear you.
What I'm saying is, I can do my presentation next week.
Wellington, you need to upload your presentation now because the class is over. So you will need to go and upload it on Moodle, and you need to go and upload all your missing assignments as well. I've extended yours individually to the 8th because otherwise you're not going to, you're quite far from the 70. So please, the next 2 days, even if you don't sleep, you need to go. And if you need to reach out to somebody in the group to they can show you what they've done. I can't share that because that's confidential information. I want you to pass, please. Okay. Okay.
So I cannot present again. The picture presentation.
You can go and upload it on Moodle. The class is 5:05, so we need to end the class, but you're still going to get your marks for the upload on that. It's just we can't extend the next week. I really want to focus on exam prep. So you're going to get your marks, just upload it on Moodle, okay?
Okay.
Okay, but please go and upload all your other outstanding assignments. Otherwise, you're not going to reach your 70 needed, okay?
Okay, thank you, Professor.
And don't make it overcomplicated. Matar is a living example of somebody who nearly didn't complete. Matar, you can tell him he can do it. Matar did everything, I think, in 1.5 or 2 days, but you still can do it. Matar, maybe just motivate him a little and say, if you can do it, he can do it.
Yes, sure. If I can do it, you can do it. Because it was really very tough job for me, but yani, with the help of the colleagues here in the room, or I mean in the session, you just select one who can advise you how to do it and can help you. This can be very good advice for you as well, but for sure not me.
Okay, Wellington, I want you to see you going through to the exams, eh? Okay. Any other questions? So next week, remember, it's exam prep. I'm going to take you through the quizzes. And I'm going to take you through the practicals so that you can get at your 70 easily in the exam, and that you don't feel overwhelmed, that you can just go and zoom out. And what I would have done is I would have, if I refer to, let's say, these slides, I would have go and take all the PowerPoints. I would have opened a new PowerPoint. I would have copied, let's say, chapter 1, and let's say it is slide 5 and 6. I would have copied 5 and 6, put it in a folder. Then I would have built like an exam pack.
Okay.
Like that. It's just easier because then if you find the question, you can just easily go and say, okay, chapter this, where's the yellow, where's the slide? Go and find it. Okay. Any questions or comments before we close the meeting? I just want to say thank you. You know, every time, no matter if you feel sick, you guys just give me energy. I can actually feel, yes, the sneezes and all the things are there, but you light up my life. I cannot imagine what I'm going to do without you after the 20th. Maybe I'll go and visit Matar on his farm, or go and take for Rodas and train some entrepreneurs, but I'm going to miss you all so much. You became a part of my life, and I fell in love with you. And I just want to say I appreciate you, and you're amazing. And may God bless you in everything you do every day. Okay.
Thank you very much. I'm waiting you in Egypt here. Huh? I'm waiting everyone for sure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Professor. Bye.
Goodbye, Jill. Bye.
Bye.